You bring in a big-bodied receiver. You now pair him with Josh Reynolds. You now pair him with Amon-Ra St. Brown, TJ Hawkinson. I like where the offense is going. I know I'm going to have an effective run game. I know I'm going to have a good offensive line. My quarterback will be protected. I'm not asking much here.
It's Mock Draft Monday. We're getting started with Adam first. So, Adam, take it away.
All right. I didn't trade the number 2 overall pick. I stayed put. I got my boy, Aiden Hutchinson, on the board. I got the edge rusher I wanted. I'm happy at number 2. Guys, look. If you're going to pick at number 2, it's got to be an edge rusher. And, Jeff, get ready.
Oh, okay.
Get ready, my friend. Get ready. Aiden Hutchinson, number 2 overall. Obviously, at 32, I could have taken a wide receiver, maybe Sky Moore's available. I'm not taking him at 32. I'm taking a safety. Give me Jaquan Brisker. I think he's going to make a huge impact in the league right away. I don't think he'll be far off the talent that Kyle Hamilton's going to be. So give me Jaquan Brisker. Now at 34, I did trade back. I traded back with Baltimore. I got picks 46 and 78. So, of course, I took a linebacker. That is a clear need for this football team. Give me Christian Harris out of Alabama. And then I get another edge rusher.
Wow. 2 good edge rushers.
And this is my favorite second-round edge rusher. If it was ever a possibility that it could work out this way, third-round edge rusher, outside of Josh Pascal, is Cameron Thomas. If he falls to 66 like he did in this version, I wouldn't be any happier. My goodness, I think he's going to be a pretty good player in the NFL. Cameron Thomas at 66 makes me very happy. I've now addressed 2 edge rushers. I have a safety and a linebacker, all defense to get it started. Ladies and gentlemen, how could we forget about the quarterback position? Carson Strong at 78 makes sense. He's on the board. You know what? Mechie's taken by the time 78 rolls around. There's not a receiver I'm willing to take 78. Yeah, you could argue Christian Watson likely doesn't fall to 101, but you know what? Damn it, he did. I'm taking the quarterback here at 78, then Watson at 101. Yes, we haven't addressed the wide receiver position that well in this draft, but I'm willing to move off of it to make sure the defense is pretty damn strong this year.
I like that. You still got
I have 4 starters coming off with the first 4 picks. I have my backup quarterback. He could be the future. If he busts, nobody cares. I took him number 78 overall. It's not the end of the world.
I like that mindset.
I get a backup tight end for TJ Hawkinson and Jelani Woods.
Great value.
I grab another safety in JT Woods. And, of course, I finished the draft with the linebacker out of Florida, Jeremiah Moon.
That's great value, man.
That is my mock to go through. Go ahead, Jeff.
I love that you took Carson. I know you traded back, but just having a backup quarterback, I think that's so great for anybody. I mean, I tried getting Desmond Ridder, and I'll explain it when I get my mock draft up, but addressing that position late in the draft, I have no issue with it. I actually love it that you took a backup quarterback, Carson Strong, because, guys, who gives a damn? He's got no pressure on him. He just needs to be the backup. So I know people are talking about Christian Watson in the this is a mock draft, guys. Obviously, Watson might not fall that low or high, but or low, excuse me. But you had him, so you took him. Best player available.
Aiden Hutchinson, Jaquan Brisker, Christian Harris, 3 starters on your defense immediately.
Yeah.
Cameron Thomas, a potential second edge rusher for your football team. Carson Strong, look, at 78, if you guys want to sit there and tell me, well, you know what, we should take a wide receiver, fine. But what am I doing in free agency, right? And if you listen to me, well, I'm trying to get Allen Robinson for an affordable deal. A deal where he's happy and we're happy. And if I can make that happen, well, this board really works out well in my favor. But listen, if he doesn't, I think Christian Watson at 78 or 101, depends where you want to take him. If you do go for him that early, I have no issue with it. You bring in a big-bodied receiver. You now pair him with Josh Reynolds. You now pair him with Amon-Ra St. Brown, TJ Hawkinson. I like where the offense is going. I know I'm going to have an effective run game. I know I'm going to have a good offensive line. My quarterback will be protected. I'm not asking much here. And then, of course, I'm trying to shore up the defensive side of the ball. So we become a 12, I wouldn't say 12, but maybe a top 16, top 18 defense. I think that is a realistic target, given I truly believe Aaron Glenn is not only a good defensive coordinator, I think he has potential to be a good head coach in the NFL.
Absolutely.
And again, the Lions don't have any backups right now at certain positions. And when I look at the safety position, well, are you going to re-sign Tracy Walker? What are you paying him? And are you better off taking Jaquan Brisker at 32? I think he's going to be a damn good football player. And you tell me, what's the difference between Kyle Hamilton and Jaquan Brisker? Honestly, is it this much? I don't think so. You want to use the same argument, well, Boye Mafe has a similar ceiling to Aiden Hutchinson. All right, genius. How far is Jaquan Brisker from Kyle Hamilton? I mean, I would say a little bit in terms of potential, but I think Jaquan Brisker comes into the NFL and delivers right away, just like you expect Kyle Hamilton.
And you got him at 32.
I'm loving my draft this morning. Cameron Thomas falling to 66 was for me a huge win. That is my favorite pick of this entire draft.
You have I would say 6 guys that could potentially be playing right away. Like that's a good draft. You have Aiden, Jaquan,
and
Christian.
Harris.
Yeah.
Cameron would be in the rotation.
Yeah.
Carson Strong's a backup.
Christian would see time.
Christian
Jelani
Watson would see time.
Don't really have a backup tight end. He'd probably be out there.
Yeah, Jelani Woods would work. JT Woods would be a backup. Jeremiah Moon, who knows?
I like this. Value-wise, even if Carson sucks, you still got 6 guys that pretty damn good players.
Yeah,
where did Ritter go?
Ritter went second round.
Early second.
He went mid-second.
Oh, gotcha.
I passed on Ritter at 46 and 32. I wasn't going to take a quarterback in the first 2 rounds. That was not going to be a thing for me. I am not interested in that at all. What about the kid, edge rusher, Purdue? A lot of people bringing him up in the chat. Why isn't he in the conversation at number 2, Jeff?
And I actually I had the choice between George Karlaftis or who I took. I'm not going to say it at number 5.
Yep.
And it was a hard decision because I had to weigh a lot of things. Potential, upside, and it's hard. I think George is going to be a prolific.
But at
edge
2,
rusher.
are you taking him at 2 if any of these edge rushers that we just brought up are on the board?
No.
Where is he in
I think he's top 10. He's a good edge rusher. I just think at 2, for me, and honestly, if he's taken at 2, would I complain or would you complain? Probably not. I mean, you're addressed a position of need, but I would take a Trayvon Walker. I would take, maybe. Jordan Davis. I don't. Nobody can have him in the conversation.
Yeah,
so,
what?
Yeah, George Karlaftis is probably right after Trayvon for me.
I didn't trade the number 2 overall pick, to be honest with all of you, because I just don't believe it's a thing. I don't think there's a team out there that will trade even a second-round pick to move up a few picks. I don't see that happening. And on a board where Aiden Hutchinson goes number 2 overall, for me, I am extremely happy. Now, you could say, Adam, well, what happens if and when he does go number 1 overall? Well, that presents a unique problem for the Detroit Lions. They need to make a tough decision, right? They need to either take a chance on Trayvon Walker, George out of Purdue, or Kayvon Thibodeau. And if they don't do that, well, then what are they doing? Hamilton at 2?
Nah.
Oh, my God.
Any of those 3 edge rushers, I'm good.
Malik Willis at 2? It doesn't fit the timeline. And if you could throw up my board one more time, Alex. I really want you guys to understand the timeline that goes into building a team, right? You have a lot of defensive needs, right? You're weak at linebacker. You're weak on the edges. You've had the 26th to 32nd ranked pass rush for the last 4 or 5 years. All right, take an edge. Take a safety. Get a linebacker. An edge fell into your lap. Take one. Carson Strong, love it. Go for the quarterback. If it fails, okay, nobody cares. He was a 78th overall pick. Nobody will care. Christian Watson, hell, you want to take Watson at 70? I have no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fine. Next. Jelani Woods. Okay, you need a backup tight end. JT Woods. All right, fine. It's just added value. I mean, maybe you want to take a corner, maybe an offensive lineman there at 180. I don't really have a preference. And then take another linebacker. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? It's not even a thing for me. And if I don't want to go ahead because Jeff's mock draft is coming up soon, but I will hint at this. If I'm the Detroit Lions, I consider Jeff's pick at number 5 on his draft at number 2 more than any of these players. Kyle Hamilton, the kid out of Purdue, Malik Willis. There are players in this draft.
Absolutely.
Adam, where's Desmond Ridder? He's the man. I don't know. Not for me. Not in the first 2 rounds. Not at all.
Yeah, that was
Not
a struggle too. You don't want to take him at 34, so it's tough.
Jermaine Johnson. I'm not sure what you guys are missing. Look, I don't know. I would not select Jermaine Johnson at number 2 overall. I like Trayvon Walker. I like Aiden Hutchinson. Thibodeau obviously is fine.
Because I like Jermaine, but the Lions would have to be the team that reaches, and gets to Jermaine.
This is the problem. You have to understand something. You guys are just throwing players out with zero responsibility.
Yeah.
Would you ever take into consideration if you were a GM, and not only a GM, a first-time GM, and you took over, respectively, one of, if not the worst organization in NFL history, and you were tasked with rebuilding the team, and you tell me, after having a very successful first draft, what you're going to do at number 2 overall the following year is you're going to select Jermaine Johnson number 2 overall, huh? Oh man, you're really the smartest guy in the room. That pick will cost you your job if he does not turn out to be better than any of the guys that you passed up on. That's the risk. You take Aiden Hutchinson and he busts, well, you kind of put your hands up and be like, what the hell is that? Didn't expect that. Kayvon Thibodeau, didn't expect that. You want to take a Jermaine Johnson number 2 overall?
Damn.
And the second he misses a sack,
You're screwed.
the whole damn country's going to be on his ass.
Yeah.
Jesus, guys. No, not happening. Let's get into Jeff's after the break, Maddie. Jeff traded back. Only once.
Yes.
Interesting picks. 32 had me scratching my head.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Jeff, it's your turn for Mock Draft Monday. Adam's already hyped you up a little bit, so please show us your draft.
Okay, I got to tell you where my head was at because I did this draft. I wanted to trade back. I haven't traded back yet so far. I haven't traded back yet. So in the last 2 weeks, I believe we've been doing this. Wanted to try it. So I traded back to 5. I found a deal that was worth taking, and that was the only trade I made. I traded back to 5. I got 37 and 5 for number 2, and I got Trayvon Walker. That was a guy that I wanted, and he fell to me. I think Kyle Hamilton and Kayvon went 2, 3, and then 4, if I'm not mistaken, it was an offensive lineman. So at 5, I had Trayvon Walker, got the edge rusher I like a whole lot, and then that's when 32 came, and I had Jaquan Brisker or Daxton Hill. And honestly, guys, I took Jaquan Brisker the last 2 drafts. I took Lewis Cine, I took Jaquan Brisker. I like Daxton Hill. And I think that's another safety, a guy who, played in a lot of big games and was a very important player for Michigan this year. I like Daxton. So I took him at 32. So far, you address safety. I know it says cornerback, but he is safety. So you get an edge rusher, you get a safety, and at 34, I knew right away you needed a wide receiver. And I know I had Jahan Dotson last time, and that's a guy that I still really like, especially for value at 34. I mean, I get similar build than Amon-Ra, but I think they can play 2 different roles. I love Jahan Dotson a whole lot. And with that 37th pick that I acquired for trading away number 2, I got Christian Watson, number 66, a guy that is very different in terms of prototype than Jahan Dotson. So I love them both. I went 2 wide receivers in this draft. And at 101, Sam Williams fell to me. And that's an edge rusher that I liked a whole lot out of Ole Miss. And it's something that I had to address in the draft. So I took Sam Williams, and now you have somebody next to Trayvon Walker. Maybe he can start right away. Maybe he can be in the rotation. 2 edge rushers that I'm a huge fan of. And James Mitchell, tight end out of Virginia Tech. I addressed the tight end position still at 175. But 180 I thought was crazy value. Crazy value. Nephi Sewell at 180. I mean, that's bottom of the draft. I got another linebacker that can start and can play big time. I know it says safety out of Cincinnati, but he's a linebacker out of Utah.
Yeah, typo.
He's been it's all good. It's still a fantastic player. So love Nephi Sewell. And the 7th round pick, you take a flyer. And I took Kalon Barnes. You need a corner. And that's someone I thought, obviously we all know, quick as hell in the 40-yard dash. But beyond that, man, just value. He's a depth guy at cornerback. Played decent at Baylor, but I'm not too worried about it. So number 5, Trayvon Walker. I know people, you can disagree with me all you want, but I traded back to 5, and I took Trayvon. So I like it a whole lot.
My question for you is, at 101, who was available?
Not
James
a whole lot.
Cook?
Maybe. I took the best edge rusher was Sam Williams, and I needed an edge rusher. That's kind of where I was. Boya Mafi was off the board. I actually wanted Desmond Ridder at 37. That's where I wanted to select Desmond Ridder at, but he went 36. So pick before I was able to get taken. He was gone. So I went linebacker at 37. Wanted Desmond Ridder, and then I was going to address linebacker next. But, hey, I like this draft. You didn't take a quarterback, and you're able to fill a lot of positions, multiple guys that can play right away and contribute. So I like it. It's very different. I've been trying to keep these different every single week and just change my mindset and thinking. So this is mine this week.